Hey guys, welcome back. So this is the last technique I'm going to teach you for validating your business ideas, and it's a really important one. This is pretty much the ultimate way to test your vision in the real world before you bet everything on it. Let's dive in.
You know, every single person with a great idea faces the exact same terrifying risk. Spending months, maybe even years, building something that, in the end, nobody actually wants to buy. It's the #1 reason startups fail. So, the smartest first step, it's not about building, it's about learning.
And, to solve this problem, there's a method that is so powerful, so effective, that something like 90% of modern businesses and entrepreneurs use it to launch. This isn't some fringe theory. It's the gold standard for starting a business the smart way.
So this all leads to the million-dollar question, right? How do you actually know if people will pay for your product before you risk all your time, your money, and, let's be honest, your sanity, building the whole thing out?
Well, the answer is in this powerful 3-letter acronym, MVP. It stands for Minimum Viable Product, and it's a total game changer for how you should think about bringing an idea to life.
So what is it exactly? An MVP is the absolute simplest, most stripped-down version of your product you can possibly create to find out one crucial thing. Will a customer actually pull out their wallet for this? It's not about making something perfect. It's about getting proof. And that really gets to the core of it. The main goal of an MVP isn't to make a ton of money right away. It's what we call validated learning. That just means you stop guessing. You get real, hard evidence based on what people actually do that proves your idea is worth pursuing. And I really can't stress this enough. The most important word here is minimum. The best, most effective MVPs have literally 0 bells and whistles. We are talking about the absolute bare bones version you need to test that one fundamental question. Will somebody buy this? Okay, so theory is great, but let's make this real. To really get the power of the MVP, we're going to look at a couple of killer examples that just bring this whole thing to life. So let's imagine you have this amazing idea for a new restaurant. It's got a really specific exotic cuisine, and you want to open it up right in your neighborhood. You're super passionate, but you're also kind of nervous. I mean, will people actually show up? You've basically got 2 paths. The old school high-risk path is to sign a lease, renovate the place, hire a whole staff, and then just open the doors and pray people come. Or there's the smarter, low-risk path, build an MVP first. And this is where you can get really creative. Instead of building the whole restaurant, what if you started a food truck? Or even simpler, a stall at a weekend market. You could even just mail out a brochure with your menu and see if anybody calls to order. Or just perfect one amazing dish and sell it at a local food festival. All of these options cost a tiny fraction of a full restaurant, but they give you the exact same crucial answer. Are people willing to pay money for this food? Okay, now for a classic real-world example, Zappos. Today, they're this huge company, but they started with a question that seemed, well, kind of ridiculous at the time. Would people actually buy shoes online without ever trying them on? So, did they go out and build a massive warehouse and fill it with shoes? No way. They built one of the cleverest MVPs of all time. Step 1, a super basic website. Step 2, the founder literally walked into local shoe stores and just took pictures of their shoes. He didn't own a single pair of them. When an order came through on the site, he'd run back to that same store, buy the shoes at full price, and then ship them himself. I mean, think about that. He was probably losing money on every single sale, but he got the million-dollar answer he needed. Yes, people will buy shoes online. It was brilliant. Now, right about now, there's a really common objection that always comes up. It's probably the biggest mental hurdle for most people when they first hear about the MVP concept. You might be thinking, hold on a second. If my product looks super basic or even a little ugly, and it only does one thing, why on earth would somebody use it, let alone pay for it? And you know what? That is a totally fair question. And here's the secret. Your MVP isn't for everybody. It is only for your early adopters. These are the people who are so desperate for a solution to their problem, they don't care if it's pretty. They don't care about extra features. They just want their problem solved. The casual customers, the ones who need a polished product, they'll come later. Your MVP just needs to make the desperate ones happy.
And this leads to a hard truth, but it's a really necessary one. If you put your super stripped down, basic version out there and you can't find anyone who wants it badly enough to pay for it, that's a massive red flag. It probably just means the idea isn't as strong as you thought, and you just saved yourself a ton of time and money finding that out early.
All right, so let's get practical. How can you take this whole concept and actually apply it to your own brilliant idea? How do you build your own final test?
And the best part is, you don't have to be a coder or have a huge budget. For a website idea, just use a simple builder like Squarespace or Wix. If it's a physical product, you can set up a test store on Shopify in a few minutes and just see if people click buy. Even for a simple app, you can often find someone to build a bare-bones version for a tiny fraction of what a full build would cost.
You know, it helps to think of validation like a ladder. You don't usually jump straight to the MVP. You might start with surveys, then talk to some experts, maybe try a simple pitch experiment. But the MVP, that's the final, most powerful rung on the ladder. It's the ultimate test because it goes beyond what people say they'll do, and it measures what they actually do when there's a buy button right in front of them.
So really, the whole point of this is to get to that magic moment where a real customer commits to a purchase using the absolute minimum amount of time, effort, and resources possible. It's all about maximizing your learning while minimizing your risk.
And that leaves us with one last powerful question to ask yourself. Forget about all the cool features you could build. Forget about making it perfect. Think like Zappos. What is the absolute, stripped-down, bare-bones minimum you can create just to find out if someone will actually pay you for your idea? The answer to that question, that's your smartest first step.